Hi, folks. This is Todd from Missing Skills University. I'm the founder and a skills coach. We're going to spend the next few minutes talking about what we do here and why, and we're jumping in right now. So, our vision is to equip students before age 18 with essential career and life skills so that they thrive as an adult. And the way we do this is by studying critical life wins and life mistakes and using that material to build a unique hands-on and how-to training experience so that young adults are ready to navigate life's challenges in thriving mode instead of surviving mode. So, Todd, what skills are we talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked. We're talking about the skills that aren't taught in school, things like credit history, managing a home, being a trusted partner at work so that you start moving up in your career, emotional intelligence, relationship skills, and so much more. So you now have an 18-year-old who is legally an adult and can vote, and that's really cool, except for the fact that they now have a lot of life first decision making with very little experience. Think about the decisions going into first career, first loan, first house, and first family. Those are the skills that we teach as well. Let's talk about the language of career and life success. We all know that the best time to learn a language is when you're younger. If you think about a child growing up in a bilingual home, they usually pick up language 1 and 2 very quickly. But the longer you put that off, learning language 2, the harder it becomes. And unfortunately, that's exactly what we're doing with our lives, our careers, and our school teaching, is that we barely touch these terms, which become commonplace and necessary later on in life. We eventually learn them, but it's only through trial by fire. So how do we turn surviving into thriving? Well, if you look at the purple section here, that is the section of your life, the longest span between the time you graduate high school or college and you retire. That's 50% of your life. And at some point we hit a thriving point. That's that green section where we've kind of gone through our ups and downs and we've realized at some point, man, I wish I would have told myself that 5 years ago. I wish I would have learned that 10 years ago. And you start to realize the things that you need and you incorporate them into your lives and things start to get better. You make decisions that are better about your work, better about your life, and the calmness starts to come into your life and the anxiety starts to go away. So how do we prepare better for that long 50% section? The only way to do that is during those yellow years, the school years, and focus better and more training during that time to improve the quality of life during the purple section. So let's talk about practice a little bit. So if you played a sport in high school, you practice at least 90% of the time before you were in the big game. If you played an instrument, you practice at least 90% of the time before you were in the show. Unfortunately, with our school model, that yellow section, we are practicing less than 1%. If you take the hours spent there compared to the hours spent in our big show, that purple section, we're spending less than 1% of our time in true practice. I'll give you a quick example. I was tutoring a young man a couple years ago in a math class, and we came up on the quadratic formula. Now, that is something that I've learned in school. I learned back in school, but in 40 years since high school, I have never had the quadratic formula come up once in a conversation or application that I needed. Yet, this school spent a crazy 3 weeks teaching the quadratic formula. I can think of a whole host of other skills, more critical skills, that are more important than the quadratic formula. I'm not saying throw it away. I'm just saying we need to spend the appropriate amount of time on certain skills versus others. So let's jump into the skills that we do teach. What we call our adult readiness table, it's listed right here, shows a smattering of the modules that we teach. It's a pretty good representation. It's not everything. I'm going to use my zoom feature here so that you can see a little bit better and we can jump in. So we have things like relationships and communications, and there's a reason why those two are at the very top. Leadership skills, grit, determination and persistence, how to get unstuck from those times that you're going to get knocked down. Problem solving. Employers are looking for people who are good problem solvers all the time. The secret and techniques to good planning and prioritizing. Financial matters. Standard operating procedures. The employer is going to be speaking about standard operating procedures all the time. Why aren't we teaching that right now? Emotional intelligence and its impact on decision making. And there's a whole host of things I could go into here. I don't have the time. If you go to our website, you can find out more information. So through our skills and through our training, your students should also realize these awesome benefits such as becoming a lifelong learner, achieving higher test scores, developing mature relationships, striving for quality results. Again, the employer is going to ask their employees, your young adults, to bring that to the workplace every single day. Why aren't we teaching the importance of quality results all the time, every day? Avoiding life's landmines. There's a ton of them out there, but 3 of them come to mind very quickly. One of them is helping students to make sure that they're circling themselves with a great circle of friends, that they aren't dabbling in drugs. And number 3, and very important as well, is that they're making good choices about what they're posting or not posting on social media. Through all of this, we expect that their hope about their futures go up and their anxiety goes down. So to recap, our vision is to equip students before age 18 with essential career and life skills so that they thrive as an adult. For more information about us and about our upcoming events, you can find us on the web, on YouTube, on Facebook. Email us, info@missingskillsu.com. We'd love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you at a future event. Thanks for listening and take care, everybody.